Osimose. This is Lawfolds on Farm Sim 17. Sorry, got 19 on the brain. It's morning of the last day of fall, or it will be when I press this button. Skip through the night. And there we have it. We still need more milk. Our vehicle running costs are getting a little bit high. Anyway, seems like we need to feed everybody. So I'm over at the sheep farm. We'll get started on that. I'm gonna guess I need at least 2 bales of hay, if not more. And it's really dark. So we'll put all the lights on and let's get moving. So I'm kind of happy that there is going to be a Lindner in Farm Sim 19. So I do like how this thing handles. Okay. I need to figure out a way to turn this hay round as well, because pinning it that way is not a good plan. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of panic here. We have pigs are short of food. There's a lot of them. Cows are short of food. And then we've run out of space. Maybe we don't have... it's not worrying so much about the sheep are short of food. Oops. Let's lift that off the ground. Oh, hi sheep. Have some more. How did that do? Oh, 1 more bale. Okay. So when we grab the 1 more bale, we'll bring the water tank over as well. Really should think about turning lights on at some of these farms. Probably do that over at the cow farm because it's a big place. Oh, that's not flat. That's about flat. From this vantage point you can just see the tips of the forks in front of the arms. Okay. That'll be a little bit more stable, but not much. Now, I'm really not sure how much work is needed today. Yesterday evening I did finish off the silage, unloaded all the vehicles into the pit and compacted it and covered it over. We'll see that when we get over to the cow farm in a while. And I sold the JCB and the slurry tank because I'm really not happy with the way that slurry tank handles. We're going to have to end up with a lighter one. There's that water. At least with this, it's got the turn radius to actually turn around. Okay, let's unload that. We're due rain later today. Possibly sometime between midday and 2 o'clock, I'm going to guess. Yeah, I sold the JCB and the slurry tank and drip because frankly I'm not happy with the way that slurry tank works, there's a smaller one that is better, and also the applicator is a cultivator, so I can save on cultivation. Although that said, the cultivator work width is a lot smaller than my 12 meter cultivator. But to be able to do two jobs at the same time, I don't think that's so much of a problem. So reverse that there and fill it up. Hence why we've got a lot of money. I then sold a small amount of the bales at the BGA since they're finished brewing, and I did a check on how much digestate we have still at the BGA when I'd finished fertilizing all the fields for the first shot, and we used 86% of the available digestate. And as we increase the number of fields we have, it's going to be increasingly more and more difficult to use digestate only to fertilize all the fields. Okay, that's that. Long time before maintenance is required, so let's just put that down. Oops. Okay, so that's done. We can turn the lights off, shut that down. So the next tractor I want is the Valtra, and we'll light that one up like a Christmas tree. Lift the bucket and off we go. So I've decided what I really need is a tractor that's got about 320 horsepower or more. Oh, don't have. Because that's what the class does, and the class is very good at the jobs I want it to do. But it's the only large tractor I've got, and it's doing probably 90% of the field work on its own. It's hauling trailers when I need them hauled. It can haul the bale stacker when I use that. And frankly, I need another. I need a second tractor so they can share the work. Class now has 110 hours on it. This one has 61, and I've only had it for a year. But it's the tractor with the long forks or the long arms. So there's consideration to sell the small Massey over at the cow farm because its reach just isn't good enough. It's that, or I'm using this tractor to handle both the cows and the pigs. I could transfer the Massey back to the main farm and use that only just to feed the pigs, but I've still got to have something over here with a a PTO on the back to run the mixer, and I missed that turning completely. Because of course when I get loose silage available, I'll be using that in the mixer, so I will need a shovel over here. Think I don't need a shovel at the main farm, so I might just drop this here. lassie out with the mixer and start feeding cows. Easy doing this with the light levels it's at. I know approximately what the farm looks like, but we're about to take a sharp left through a gate in a minute, like right about there, and then this bends left slowly until we reach the gate again. That's not until we reach the tree line though. And hard left. So winter starts tomorrow, which is going to be a good time to sell stuff. There's the forks. Huh. Okay. Did that work? Yes. Okay. So, sheep done, not breeding. Pigs have all the straw they need. We're going to have to do the rest in a while. But for now, we need to feed cows. Driving down here will get harder once those trees stop being saplings and start being baby trees. So I've been taking a bit of liberties with the left side of that run when I need to turn round. So the little patch of straw that was on this track has all been washed away by the rain now. I'm going to probably put corn in this field next year. And I can't plant that until late spring, early summer. So we'll leave the horse... no. The oilseed radish down until then. Okay, here we are. How much straw do we have? That was all used, but that's as much straw as was needed. We are going to have to cut some grass today. Okay, so there's the silage bunker, and we've got almost 1 million litres of silage in there, so I might end up selling a bit of it. I'm not entirely sure how much. Nope. Try that again. There we go. Oh, it's full. Well, that's cool. That's raising the silage hay line and the power food line. We're definitely going to need another bucket load. That's all the labels. Turn that off for now, turn the lights off. Okay. See if I can find a light switch around here. There's one. What's that light? Oh, there's no light on the front of that barn. But this one does have a light on the front, so we'll turn that on, which is the outside light, and that on, which is the inside light. Wow, that inside light is almost no use at all. Is there lights on the front of this thing? No. There are lights on the front of these. Let's turn this one on. Oh, that's the interior light. Don't need that on. That's the exterior light. So how does that look? That's a bit better. That's a lot better. Switch to the outside for this next bit, and I'm probably very close to the Massey Ferguson there. Okay, I am going to turn off the auto stack. grab these two. Because the auto stacker does not like this bale type, which is wrapped hay. Farm Sim 19, you can't make wrapped hay anymore. Good. Oops. Okay, that's 2 loads of silage. Nope, that's 2 loads of hay. So, don't want it raining. Now we're on auto stack mode again, and I'll grab 2 of these. Does not like. Was it that it doesn't like? Oh, maybe I've got it set up wrong. Since I've been going square bales for so long. The forks high enough. That's it. That didn't work out so well. Now that camera is actually on the bale fork. This camera view's on the tractor. Okay, that's full. Press that out of the way, drop the front down, jump out, and run over here. And mix. So cows need water. Pigs need everything. So we now got 67 cows. As I said, I bought about 10 more. Cows is expensive. That looks almost done. That's definitely empty. We can turn the mixer off. I'll mix another load. That way, if we don't have, we get a free barrel load before we start anything else. Obviously the problem there is figure out what we're doing. Controls, customize equipment. No idea what that does. So let's do disable and enable. You really don't think that bale time... Let's try the hay. Let's see if that works. Okay. It does hay. It does not do wrapped bales that are round. Thank you. Okay, that's the hay out of the way. That's a bit of an oversight, considering a lot of people will use round bale silage. Square bale silage is generally rarer because... Okay, so we need to turn off the auto pickup and go grab... Oops. Oh, I'm making a complete mess of that. So, not too worried about hay, because we can make that fairly quickly. Not too worried about silage, because we've got a bunch of that brewing in the bunker over there. The big problem is how much straw we're going to have left. Oh, we could go and pick that up. That's why I decided to sell so many of the silage bales, because... Oh, hi Space Train, how are you doing? Yeah, sorry, broke mid-thought. It's why I decided to sell so much of the silage bales, because I knew I would have a load of silage in the bunker here. Feel free to ask questions if you want. Obviously not used to the number of cameras on when using these forks. I'll try and pick one of those off the front. That in. Okay, that's another full supply. I am not using Twitch alerts. Must admit, I'm quite a newbie when it comes to Twitch. Okay. I'm doing quite well now. We did have a bit of a surprise earlier on this week when we got 4 under 3-year-olds foisted on us with foster parents. But we're getting on in age, so we kind of figured we're too old to cope with 4 under 3-year-olds in a house. 1 or 2, yeah. 4, no. That's why the stream was late on Thursday, because that's when they turned up. And so we had to deal with their needs before I could do any broadcasting. but the welfare folks found some families to place the kids with, so they came to pick them up on Friday. Okay, you're going to stick that in there. Slightly, and we'll drop that off. I'll grab the water and feed that to the cows, and the cows are done except for grass, so I'm going to have to pull the class out. Yeah, we've been fostering now for about 3 years, maybe 4. Or sorry, maybe we're into our 4th year. We got licensed in during a September time. Let's put that. Now this may be too much. Oh, not sorry. Oh no. Okay, this tank will not be big enough for the summer when the animals need more food or more water. During the winter they're kind of okay. I'll jump out while that's reloading. We turned all the lights off there, and I am going to leave this tractor here. Yeah, like I said, I mean, most of our foster kids, or pretty much all of our foster kids, we got them when they were 5 or younger. And as I said, we're getting on in age, and 5-year-olds have quite a lot of energy, and we're just not able to keep up with them anymore. We are now looking to adopt probably an early teen or preteen, purely because they're in a better age range as we grow older, and nobody really wants to adopt the older kids. Okay, that's that. That should be the cows done except for the grass, and I don't have any grass on hand because you can't store it with seasons running. I need to get back in this tractor. We'll head back over to the feed the pigs. They need a lot of everything. or hit a fence post. No, you can't chainsaw grass. So that's only a 33% growth. We're not going to have any grass available. Or we're not going to have a big cut of grass on the last day, so I'm probably not going to bother cutting any grass, except as much as I need to feed the cows. So what I'll do is I'll grab the trailer, grab some food, and go and get the pallet forks. I was thinking about selling this tractor, but on reflection, it'll probably work for this task. Well, that's a lot of wheat. That's even more barley. Go with that. That one there. I think this is one of the original tractors on this farm. So it's found its way back to the main farm again. Ooh, that's a lot. So do you play Farm Sim at all, Space Train, or it's just something to watch while you're doing something else? Must admit, one of the reasons I have so many hours on this farm is because it's a good farm to watch other people's Twitch channels or YouTube videos. So, soybeans, yeah, we'll use those. Which map do you play on? Which maps do you like? There we go. There was one map somebody played on that had a master light switch for the farm that you could just go up to and turn all the lights on for the farm. And playing this map, I kind of understand why the map designer did it, because it's a really good idea. There are so many, yeah, it's nice. There are so many light switches on this farm, but frankly, to run around and turn them all on is a real pain. Oh, there's a crash barrier there. Okay. So I want to turn that way. And then turn back in. Yeah. That crash barrier on the right was what I was hitting into. That wasn't all they needed. Canola. It's close enough. Oh no. What am I talking about? I'm at the... I'm getting confused. I'm at the silo. So, yes, of course it's going to take all of it. Swing back to here. You play with seasons at all or not? Okay, soybeans, corn. Figuring I probably need about 2,500 for corn. That'll do. Yeah, while I live in America, I do prefer the smaller European and British, Irish maps. I haven't lived over there for 19 years now. And oh, that used all of it. Okay. Corn. Where's corn? That is definitely short, but it's kind of close enough. So I'm not going to bother doing a full load there. So we can put the trailer away. I will be doing a sort of very short guide on how I start a seasons map tomorrow evening around about 8 o'clock. Last week I just did a how I start based in the Valley of the Old, not the Valley of the Old Farm, Old Stream Farm, which is a very small farm by Black Sheep Modding. And so this week I'm going to do exactly the same farm, but change it up by having seasons active. And basically going to talk about the differences between starting a regular farm and starting a farm with seasons. mean, I find the seasons mod a little, it sort of structures how you're playing. You plant during spring, you harvest during fall, but it does. And so you are doing the same jobs over and all of the same jobs at the same time. I'm going to be cultivating all of the fields, and then going to take that piece of equipment back, and then planting all of the fields. But then I tend to find, even playing regular without seasons, I end up running into you're doing all the same thing all at the same time deal. I think the biggest difference is with seasons, you can kill the animals if you don't feed them. That's the other big thing. And animal production. The sheep aren't producing wool all year round. They're not breeding all year round. So it does limit your income, and especially during the first year that can be quite a challenge because none of your fields are planted. So the first thing you've got to do is buy a ton of seed, a ton of fertilizer, get out there, plant the fields so that there will be income in the fall. And I mean, it's like I was talking about just now, I'm not going to have any straw until the end of summer, so I've got to hope that the amount of straw I've just put aside is enough for the cows and the pigs, or they're going to be a little bit upset and production will drop. So it's kind of, you're doing a lot more planning than you would normal circumstances. I'll just go out and plant a field of wheat. I'll wait 2 days for it to grow, I'll harvest it. Hey presto, I've got a bunch of straw, I can go and take care of my animals with it. Hi Simos, how you doing? I am not a mature enough streamer to have access to FarmSim 19. I will be streaming FarmSim 19 from Tuesday next week. I have no idea why that message wasn't allowed, but there we go. We'll put that in. Okay. Plus I've got a couple of things I would like to complete in FarmSim 17 before I'm completely done. I do not have the pig breeding achievement or the cow breeding achievement even after 2 years of playing. Oh, did we unload that already? Yes. Pigs are done. Yeah, I only started streaming September, so not really well known enough to get a press release of FarmSim 90. I have bought and paid for it, so it will be featured in the coming week. Saturday will always be Lawfolds until I'm completely done with it, which is probably going to be at least another farm year, in-game year, before we're done. Okay, that's the animals done. Actually, I'm going to speed up time, because I really don't think there's an awful lot else to do. Now, where did I put the mowing equipment? Over on the cow farm. That's done. Lights off. Engine off. We can jump out. It only has one level of lights, okay. So the farm vehicle is a Land Rover Discovery. Land Rover Defender. But it's one of the few vehicles that is right-hand drive, and since I'm in Scotland I should probably be using a right-hand drive vehicle. I know someone did do a right-hand drive version of the Lizard pickup, the old little one, but I never downloaded that one. And yes, I'm doing fine. It's a nice morning and there's no snow falling out of the sky, although there is a bunch of snow on the ground. Oh, I didn't turn the lights off here. Oh, which side's the light switch there? And with time ticking by, the sun's coming up a little bit quicker. Oh! I covered up the silage bunker. Ah well. Where did I put the... Yeah, I can't remember where I put the mower. Should be a mower and a loading wagon. Oh, that's for unloading the bunker. Oh, it's in the workshop. Yeah, well, I do like this map. There is when you're at this stage of the game, there is a distinct lack of storage. I live in Michigan. South Michigan, somewhere in the middle. Okay. We've had a couple of days of snowfall, not significant, but enough that driving can get interesting. Okay, so this field I bought this year and planted it with grass. Although the grass isn't ready, or wasn't last time I came around here. So I've been mowing the edges. Let's pull forward a bit, jump out and check it. Oh. 33% grown. Okay. In that case, we can actually cut that. Now next year, no, that's still not grown enough. Okay, fine, we'll cut around the outside. Now I got to this field early enough that that grass will be dormant over the winter, but it will grow from next year. Oh, no snow in Denmark yet. Wow. Yeah, our weather's kind of different each year. Sometimes we'll get snow very early in November, other times we won't see first snow until January. Try and keep the turns as shallow as possible so we pick up all the grass that we cut. Any grass left along the top end of this field, because the border's not that wide. We live kind of rural area, so the snow will settle and hang around and blow around if it's windy. But, you go into the cities and the grounds tend to be warmer. Definitely the roads will clear naturally very quickly, but you've also got the town council or city council going around clearing the snow as well, so it's a lot easier to get around in the cities and on the highways. My challenge is the first sort of 3/4 of a mile to get to the highway. I don't really have what you'd consider a snow vehicle. Drive a Saab, so well, they're made by people who live in northern climes, so it'll behave in snow. It's just not the best you can get. I don't really need to worry too much about this load of grass. Might leave it in the trailer and see how much we've got in a couple of days when winter starts. Because the grass don't grow in winter, and with seasons running it don't hang around for long because it rots. And so what ends up happening is you can't feed the cows grass unless you have a modded storage house that can store grass, and there's only a few of those. Now the game makes allowances for that by increasing the yield of milk that the cows give during winter months. Yes, I'm looking forward to FS19. Seasons is fun. This is actually the first farm I've played properly with seasons. I gave it a try on another farm. Honestly, I can't remember which farm, just to test out. This map was produced very early to after Farm Sim 17 was released 2 years ago. So it's not seasons ready, and as such there are some aspects of seasons that it doesn't do well. For example, it's fall and look at all the leaves on the trees, but that's just a graphical issue. Some of the shrubs, they seem to be changing colour. And I think that's because the trees are specific to this map, where the shrubs are generic Giants assets. And those were modified by Giants when Seasons was created, in order that the base game maps could also benefit or work well with seasons. The other issue I have that is game affecting is that ordinarily with seasons on a prepared map, straw and hay will rot if it's left outside. And for seasons, straw and hay will rot if it's loose, but not if it's baled. Now obviously, to sort of honour the how seasons is designed to work, I store all my bales under cover, but I don't actually have to do that. It's just good practice too. Now I'm presuming that seasons will eventually be available on Farm Sim 19 as well, but it took them 6 months to develop. Or no, it took them over a year. before it became available on FarmSim 17. Sorry. So it may be a while before we get it. That light's on too. So, that's all the animals done. It's 15 eggs to collect. I think the Massey Ferguson needs a service soon. But that's it for everything. Grain price is not amazing. That's going up because it's winter almost. Okay, jump back in the Land Rover and I'm going to drive over to the sheep farm. Why am I going to drive over to the sheep farm? Because they have eggs. But this is a nice big map. You've got 3 farms. The cows live at the one we're just leaving. The pigs live at the central farm, which is kind of where all your equipment starts off. And then the sheep live at a 3rd farm further to the east. So I might head up to the BGA and sell a few bales. Sound on this truck's all wrong. It sounds like the engine's just ticking over, and then there's the hum of an engine in motion. Like I said, right-hand drive, so it's easier to drive on the roads which drive on the left. When I first came over to America, I did not have a problem with driving on what I would have considered at the time the wrong side of the road, because you're sitting on the wrong side of the car. And as a driver, it's kind of natural to want to sit in the middle of the road. Let's go. But I did vacation with a couple of friends in France, and we took their car, and that was a challenge because you're sitting close, you're basically sitting in a hedge, and it feels very unnatural. So all the trucks in this game are left-hand drive, so when I'm driving a truck on the road, that's difficult because, like I said, it just doesn't feel right. So I take it you're going to be playing FarmSim 19 when it comes out, or you're going to leave it for a couple of months? I know some people are waiting till Christmas. Oh, ooh, supplies of wool. How much? 6,270. How much does wool go for? So 6,270 is round about there. Looks like I got a couple of great demands back then. But that is more than we're going to be selling them for at any other time. So we need to 18 hours. Sell those before the end of today. Cool. Well, living East Coast of America, I will actually get access to it around about 6 o'clock in the evening because it's releasing midnight German time. However, I'll have to check with Arthur, but on Mondays we usually play World of Warships, which is kind of fun. And we both now stream. When I started, I didn't stream. Actually, my computer really couldn't cope with streaming. I was playing low quality on just about every game I played, and end of September I upgraded my PC to something a little bit more substantial. I can now stream and record if I want to, and play on the highest video settings as well. So the two of us will be streaming. We use, he's the host, so I tend to switch to his channel and chat on his channel rather than on mine, although you will get full audio of what he's saying, what I'm saying. And then from Tuesday onwards, Wednesday is one of my days off. I will be streaming Farm Sim 19 during the week. Lawfolds will remain as my early morning stream on a Saturday for the foreseeable future. And Sunday's kind of a if I feel like streaming, because that's when the rest of the family has a day off. My wife takes a lie-in on Saturday mornings, so I get to amuse myself for a couple of hours until she gets up and says, okay, we need to go shopping, we need to go to the movies, or whatever we're going to do today. I currently know of 2 independent mod maps that are coming out for Farm Sim 19. One of them is Old Stream Farm, which is a very small map, and I'm guessing won't take them long to get ready. The other one is Oxygen David. I think Oxygen David does Culborough Park Farm, which is a lot of fun. And that's an English map with some very narrow lanes on it. I think he said he's not reckoning that's going to be out before spring. But that's fine. It takes a while to get used to the new game mechanics. Oops. So another thing that's difficult to get used to is the pedal control. Keyboard is very difficult because you're either go or stop, or go backwards and stop from going backwards. There's no way to control how much you push the W key to go forwards to control your speed. So you can control your speed quite well with the pedals, but the right hand pedal is go forwards or stop if you're apply the brakes if you're going backwards, and the left hand pedal is go backwards or apply the brakes if you're going forwards. Now I do have the setting on so that if you press the brake pedal you come to a stop and then you stop. It doesn't automatically go in reverse. Some people will put what is that? Stop and go braking. What setting do I have that at? So I have stop and go braking off. If you turn that on, if you press the left pedal, it will stop the vehicle if you're going forwards, but then slam you into reverse, and so it's quite difficult to control where you're going if you're trying to edge forward. But it's the whole apply the brakes, stop, and then I have to take my foot off and then put it back on to go backwards, and sometimes I lift the foot lift the foot and reapply too quickly, and so I don't go anywhere because it still thinks I'm kind of in forward mode, if you like. Watching someone's YouTube video on Farm Sim 19 this morning, and it does look like the bale price is directly related to the loose price. So a bale is 4,000 litres and the price per 1,000 litres times 4 is how much you get for a bale, whereas here prices. That's the silage value. So 500 per 1,000 litres. You should be able to get 2,000 for a bale of silage, but you won't, because the silage bales are fixed at $347, regardless of how much silage is in a bale. It does look like Farm Sim 19 I would get $2,000 with silage at $500 a litre per 1,000 litres, which would indicate that you can depress the market if you do what I'm doing here, which is selling a load of bales. And it doesn't affect the price of, doing this on Farm Sim 19 doesn't affect the price of loose bales. Loose silage. Technically, the amount of bales I'm selling here, that price there should be dropping closer to 400. Check the main reason why I'm doing this. Oh, the rain thing's gonna happen. So I'm up to 30% fill on the digestate tank. That was down to 14% when I finished all of my fertilisation for the year. Plus I used an awful lot of I used all of the pig slurry and a sizable amount of the cow slurry, and checked on what level that's at. It's had a couple of hours to recharge, but yeah. So I've got 5,000 of that now. That was all gone last night, and this was severely depleted last night. But cows create a lot of manure and stuff like that, so that replenishes quite quickly. I also used about 120,000 litres of manure. And the digestate tank will hold 700,000 litres, and I used, 800,000 litres. I used about 700,000 for the fields last year, so, or this year. And I started with a 100% full digestate tank. I'm not going to be in that ballpark this year, so I am going to have to create silage during the year to replenish that. I think last year I had a full tank at the beginning of the year, and about 160 silage bales to supplement that. The money's nice to have. The free fertilizer is much better. The other aspect on this map is the economy is more favourable than standard, even on hard mode. You make more money. You start with 10 fields and a lot of small equipment that you really need to get around to replacing pretty much from the get-go. But because I'm playing seasons, I couldn't do that, because there is almost no income until fall of the first year. So you've got to run about 7-8 months before you start getting money coming in, such that you can buy new equipment. But as time's gone by, I've bought a big harvester, big forage harvester. I still have the tractor hauled beet harvesting equipment. But I don't grow beets that frequently. I just grew some because I fancied having some pigs on the farm, and so you need a supply of beets. But I don't need any more beets, not for the duration I'm going to be playing this farm. Okay, I need a drink. Not to say I'm ungrateful for, what is it, £347 per bale, because that is going to go some way towards finding a replacement tractor for the JCB that I sold this year. JCB only had about 280 horsepower, and for the equipment I have on this farm I need over 300. My biggest tractors are class 940, and that's running at 320 horsepower and is quite happy doing most of the tasks I have set for it. But since I started playing this farm, it's got over 110 hours on it. And it's the only tractor I've got that can do ploughing and cultivating and seeding. The JCB could just about cope with the seeding, but the ploughing and cultivating was challenging for it. And since I went for square bales this year, the collection trailer for the collection wagon for square bales, the only tractor I've got that can pull that around fully loaded with 16 bales up the hills of in some of the fields, is the Class. So the Class needs a helper. I was looking at the Series 9 Deutz. What else is there? But you know, I'm really getting into the realms of Challengers, the tracked Challengers. Which I don't mind using, it'll be different. Or I could add the Class Xerion into the mod list that I've got assigned to this farm and buy one of those. I don't use one of those yet. Oops. Okay, I'll take these last 6. I'm going to slow down time a little. Work. To head over to the sheep farm, collect the eggs and sell some wool. Actually, we'll go to the main farm, get a truck. Last 2. Pop this thing up again. Okay, done with that. Get back in the tractor. Nope, the Land Rover. I'm going to take another look at the digestate tank, see how full it is now. Still a lot of bales to sell. I'll probably take my time over the winter doing that a little bit at a time. Okay, what's that say? 34%. So we nearly got 300,000 litres. Lights on. can't break the speed limit in this thing. Typically these sorts of roads in England, 60 mile an hour limit. Top speed of this thing, 57. Speed of the local traffic, 23. Don't usually come this way because I've got the farm tracks I can use. And I've got all the gates open between the cow farm and the main farm. I don't have the gates open between the cow farm, so the main farm and the sheep farm, but that's because the entrances to those two farms are on the road up here. The entrance to the main farm. I'm going to need a truck with a flatbed. Is one thing this map maker did get right, is that sunset is really nice. I'm going to have to get out for this bit. Okay. Should probably use the blue truck since it's not got as many miles as the yellow one. So this truck's part of the complete AR frame pack, and you can attach multiple modules to the back of it, like that. So I've got tippers, animal transporters, flatbeds and logging frames. I completed logging at the end of summer on one of the forests on the map and decided I'm not doing any more logging this game calendar year. I've cut down about 600 trees so far, which is a good way to supplement your first year income when you don't have a supply of grains in the silos or any money coming in regularly. Hi, the long Polish sausage, how are you? And this is the entrance to the sheep farm. sometimes don't do well on that corner. It's not a significant amount of income, but it's income nonetheless, so I'll grab the eggs while we're here. There's another one there. Haven't been over here yet. That might be all of them. Let's have a check. One left. You sitting on it? Nope. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, so I'm getting back in the truck. We have a job to do. So, engine on. Lights on. Bed is selected. 9. That's the straps. Okay. Since we have a great demand for wool, we're going to sell those now. Hi Polish sausage, how you doing? Oh, crap. Okay. A truckload can affect braking on this quite noticeably. So, good grief. Only 5:30. here we have the main store. Somewhere there. Nope. 16,000 in a bale and a half, so this should be getting on for almost 20 for the last two, I would guess. $25. Nice. Okay, we can take this back to the farm. Hopefully we'll be at a point where we can skip the night. The grass hadn't grown sufficiently to harvest, so only got 2 harvests of grass this year. Oh, it's getting misty, so it's probably going to rain any minute. Apart from feeding animals over the next 6 days, there's really nothing else that's going to happen on this one. There we go. Started raining. So as I was saying, winter months, all the money earning crops are destroyed. The oilseed radish isn't. There was no snow in the forecast. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Still no snow in the forecast, so it's going to be cold, but it's not going to snow. So we're not going to have to clear up any snow, we're just going to have to feed everybody. Put this away. You can see where I'm going. Gap there. So the AR mod was originally released by GTX Mods. Their programmer Andy quit that team, and they released the mod onto the Mod Hub beta site for PC. I've used the AR frame since it was available on GTX Mods, although as I said, once it became available on the Mod Hub, I switched to using that version. So there's subtle differences between the two. I can turn that engine off. It's raining. So this day's kind of done. Can I skip that? I can skip the night. And we will go straight to dawn. So the ground is wet. It's canola with no growth. Keep doing that one. Was the grass? Yeah. So the grass is completely decimated and they'll be ready for spring. It'll start growing again. Need to sell some more bales. I don't think the animals need fed right now. 16 eggs to collect though. Oh, winter. Animals need more straw at winter. Pigs are eating up quite quickly. We are going to have to replenish the straw at the cow farm. I'm going to jump there. Save. That one. And that's 8,200 litres of straw in the cow pen, so we are going to need 2 bales. Pick up the bale fork, which is on the left. There we go. So yeah, there's this increased straw usage during winter months, which is why they're so short of straw. Oh my goodness, no. There's room enough for 2 more, at least, possibly 3. And the pigs are going to need a couple too. So I might take 2 over to the pigs. Then put another 2 in with the cows. I'll worry about most of the rest of the food tomorrow. And this trip's going to put a couple more hours on the Valtra. So the ground's still wet from the rain yesterday, or overnight. And there's more rain expected today. How's that look? That looks like the pigs have all the straw they need. Okay. Knock over the saplings. Here's the rain again, and this tractor, the windshield wipers don't work. It's actually the standard in-game Valtra T. This farm's the first time I've used the T. Found it a little bit more useful than the smaller tractors for front loader work because the arms are longer, so it has a better reach. I've also installed wheel weights on it, so it's better able to pick up heavier loads. One. Leave it extended. I am eating through that straw like nobody's business. How are the cows doing now? They could take another one. They don't need it. Absolutely need it. So I'm not going to worry about that right now, because they're going to have all the rest of the food tomorrow. Lights, engine. How's this stack doing? We are, 85% fermented. That's cool. That'll be ready by tonight. 2-day seasons, it takes 1/3 of a season to ferment. So 6-day season, that's 2 days. Okay, if everybody will excuse me, I need to take a very short break. I'll save the game, but I'll keep it running. Let's go look at the cows in the rain. Okay, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I need a drink and a snack. Sorry. Okay. Well, I see it's still raining. But the sky looks a little lighter since it's 11:30. So, animals will be fed tomorrow. And even with all this rain, I still have to fill the water troughs up. 19 eggs. Now the next thing to check is prices, and what is the average price today? Oh, yes. Because we're hitting winter, we're now getting to the point where best prices for crops is happening. Looks like day 3, but I really don't want to spend an entire day shipping stuff to market. I don't have soybeans. Oh, I do have soybeans, but their best time is during the summer. I do have sugar beets, but they're kind of reserved for the pigs. We sold all the wool, so that was the great demand, pushed the value of wool up over and above the normal grade. Wood chips is a good thing to sell at this time of year, but I don't have any. And bales sell about the same amount throughout the year. Cows are very expensive today. Sheep less so. Pigs, good time to buy pigs. I have 103. No, I have 107. I had 103 a couple of days ago, but okay. There's 5 more in the last couple of days, and I think if I check here, yeah, there is no reproduction going on with the animals at the moment. So we'll feed them tomorrow. We will. I think I might sell the wheat. What's the best place to sell it? Oh yeah, that's the main store. So I'm going to take probably about 2 to 3 truckloads, depending on the resale. Depending on whether I tank the market or not, I guess. So let's load this thing up with the tipper trailer. Yeah. The tipper frame. So one of the main reasons I like this system is because it's as flexible as a semi-tractor trailer, wherein it can do whatever task I need it to do based on what I hitch to the back of it. But it's a short wheelbase, so it's easier to drive around on the tighter roads and tracks. Obviously on American farm, a big tractor trailer rig is very convenient. Reverse the entire trailer and truck into the barn. Try and keep everything straight. Doing it this way is much easier. Okay. With this amount of rain, the wheat's going to be soggy by the time we get it to where it's going. Okay. Now the disadvantage with this setup is it's not quite as much as a large semi-trailer will haul. You can get larger tipper frames for this, but none of the larger tipper frames have a cover. So in this sort of weather I kind of want everything covered up. A, to stop it blowing around, and B, to try and keep it a little bit drier. This is lousy weather. This particular truck, it's the day cab version, includes a fifth wheel, so you could haul a semi-trailer with it. Although the frame of the truck is so long, you want, a proper semi-truck rather than this thing. I drive these because the corners are so tight. Entering and exiting the farm with a long trailer is very challenging, especially with the traffic switched on. And having a longer wheelbase for the cab on a semi-trailer would just make it ridiculous. We just sold the wall. You've got the animal dealership in the corner there. This is a sale point, and on the left is the what do you call it? The vehicle store. Also the egg sell point and a bale sell point here as well. $12,000. It's not much. $25 total, but in the time it took to tip those two wagons. Price dropped £200 for a full load. So Glance obviously feels that 74,000 litres of manure is too much manure. The size of the fields on this farm, that's not enough to do one field. Bought a manure wagon, manure spreader this game year, and in spite of everything, I've only used it once. Sell the soybeans because their best sell time is summer. I can sell anything else. Actually, do not sell the corn because I want a good supply of it just to tend the pigs with. Let's get that one out. Okay, what's the price like now? So we demolished the price at A&M, but they still have a better than average price for canola, so we could sell a truckload of canola. getting snow this winter, but it sure is a lot of rain. Okay, I'm stuck on something. Good for the other one. Okay, great demand for CCM, don't need that, or don't have any of that. Yeah, I live between Ann Arbor and Jackson. And the rain stopped, yay rain. Excuse me, Frank. Okay, early morning Saturday survey. Not interested, thank you. So, what do the prices look like now? See, now that's weird, because that says 1,041 is a good price, and yet that's 1,053, which is a better price, but not green. Don't have any sunflowers. Okay, I'm going to hold off selling any more of that today. Let's turn the truck off. I'll leave the truck there. And I'll jump to this thing. And feed some more bales in the hopper until the sun sets. Kramer was also one of the first vehicles I had on this farm. Oh, price is higher today. Okay. But it's been sat here at the BGA for the entire 4 years that this particular farm has been active. Doesn't have very many hours. I'm not sure how much longer. Well, yeah, we have a lot of grass producing land, so I'm always going to have bales to sell. Although for feed purposes I'm now switching over to corn silage rather than grass silage. Let's no, not that screen. Alt. Silage bales. No, there isn't a. There's no entry for silage bales. That's interesting. But the price, the value is higher here than it was yesterday. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, sorry about that. Just deciding what's happening for the rest of the day. I will probably be ending the stream within the next half hour or so. Okay, that's done. It's night time. We can skip till dawn. Goodness me. Okay, so that is a serious boost of milk. It's about 3 times the normal milk production during the rest of the year. Okay, and animals need fed. No good prices today yet. Animals need fed. Oh, yes they do. We'll start with the sheep, because that's a good place to start. Okay, what's the deal? Because I didn't stab it. Okay. I do like this tractor as a yard vehicle. 4-wheel steer means it turns quite nicely. Allows front loader, but it doesn't have any different wheel options. And we are getting one. Farm Sim 19. Although maybe not on the starting maps. Okay, how did that? Ooh. That looks like another 2 bales of straw hay here. Only bring one at a time. Because we really don't have the weight to lift 2 bales. If I put a weight on the back of this tractor, it tends to upend it. So I think the new JCBs in Farm Sim 19 also have 4-wheel steering. Make them quite handy as well. Uh-oh. Please do not fall off the forks. And yes, one more. And then we'll have to break into those big giant stacks, which I'm probably going to end up knocking over. This thing just doesn't have the reach. Oops, a bit too close to the edge there. Grab the water trailer on the way out. Okay. Sheeps. So that's all the hay or grass they need. That's all the water. I haven't checked on servicing requirements. 16 days till this needs serviced. No worries there. Fill the trailer up. Okay, put this away. Is that gate over there open? No. Okay. So we still have about 32 bales at this farm of hay. So I don't expect us to run out of that. How's this one? 13 days until maintenance. $17, $12, $17 on the Land Rover. 2 days. This will need to get done. Probably do that after I fed the pigs. That's got 11 days, that's 15. This one's 20. 15 on the harvester, 17 on the forager. Okay, let's go back to here. Engine on. So we need hay, straw. What do we got there? 3, 6, 12, 13, plus the 2 on the front, 15. How's that look? Cows on the right, 22,000 litres. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm also not gonna give the pigs any straw. So I just need to mix a load of power food. And I just did, so it should be almost full. Mix 2 more barrels of this. Someone looks to be hungry. You're welcome. That's 2 of those. Oh, you didn't just do that. Come on. Behave. That's 2 of those. Tip, lift, reverse. And you fell off again. Seriously. Can we not get this right? Put that a little bit more. 8,000 litres. Tip, lift. Back up. Very, very carefully so as not to tip them off. Okay. Yeah, this tractor has the weight behind it to lift 2 bales, which the smaller Massey doesn't. For some reason the autoload script on this forks don't like wrapped bales that are round. Is now not registering as a bale. Wait. Pull it out of the way. Roll down the hill. Do the stuff that bales do. And lift. And stab. Yay, stabbed. That's the second one. Okay. All the rest can be auto picked up. And another one of those. Ding, done. And lift. need the straw. Just want one. Oh, I just want one. Ugh. That's how to get one. Like that. I'll probably want another one. Mix the next bucket, but that's a full load. Well, that's as full as we can make it, unless we start shoveling stuff in there. At the moment, I'm still using bales for everything. Go. As this thing creates, I think, about 22,000 litres. Obviously, that's a bale is 4,000, so there's not enough room for a full load. And tip. But once I'm out of silage bales, I'll start shoveling the regular silage in there, which means I'll be able to create a full load every time. Disconnect. And click. Turn off the thing. Looks like we've only got about 8 bales left, I think. Yep. That's the last 8 silage bales on the farm. And I'm almost to the point where I want a bigger mixer wagon as well. Not that I can find one that will fit in that particular bay. Hay down here. I think there's enough hay to last until the end of spring, and I've always got 32 bales down at the sheep farm. Just need that one. Oh, we got it. And that's another full load. It's down. Force it around that turn. Okay, how much of this are we going to need? Probably all of it. That's pretty much done. And we'll mix up another batch. Silage. Straw. Very carefully, so we only get the top one there. Back up. It's done. Now just don't ask me to back that into the shed from the cab view. That just ain't gonna work. This feeder bin is also part of the AR frame pack. Although I don't bother detaching it, this is effectively a permanent setup. Oh, seriously. That's So let's jump out and check the pit. That is fermenting silage 100%. So as soon as we use up the last of the bales, I'll be using that to feed the cows with. We'll go and check on the grass, see if there's any left. I don't expect there to be, but we might get lucky. Nope, all that grass is gone. So, no more grass till kind of late-ish spring, maybe mid-spring. We'll get a bit lucky. So, checking on the cows. We could put another bale of straw in there, but I don't want to right now. And that's all the grass they're going to get till spring. And then our milk production will drop off because we don't have any grass. And that's full. Each of the farms on this map have a workshop and fuel facilities and refuel, seeding and fertilizer. I generally don't use the on-farm seeding and fertilizer because it costs about twice as much as a pallet from the store. Okay, we did that one. Now I want the Massey Ferguson. That one there. Lift that up, pull forward. And a quick oil change for $111 pounds. That's fine. I'll go and pick the fork up. Probably use up the entirety of that pallet of sugar beets. I left the lights on the truck. Silly me. Litres left. So oh, that's unloaded already. 116 left. So definitely gonna need to break out another crate the next time we feed the pigs. Really have nowhere else convenient to put it. Okay. Oh. Yeah. I did that, didn't I? Okay, let's turn the lights off on that. And let's figure out what's the next thing we're going to sell. Go Highland Grains with that, or Highland... let's take wheat to Highland Grains. It's going to rain tomorrow. Will definitely deliver this before the night's out. Take this over here, ready to go. Then we'll go back to the tractor and get the food for the pigs. Slow time. So barley, about that much. Ooh, that's probably a bit too much. Thank you. Whoa, that was almost a very good guess. Okay, Highland Grains is up by the BGA. Forwards, let's go that way. Okay, canola, soybeans. Want about 2,000 of those too. That's fine. About $1,500 was a better guess. Probably want about 2,500 to 3,000 corn. Oh, and Clancy's going to be complaining that the cows have no grass for the next 6 months. Normally I don't find this trailer very useful. But for the likes of feeding pigs, it works quite well. Okay. 2,500. Let's see how we did. That is all gone. Straw, grass, no. Piggies, corn. Oh, they could do with this significant amount more. Probably another 1,000, I would guess. Probably a little bit too much. Almost 5 o'clock and getting dark again. Wow. That all went too. It's not full up. There's probably room for another 300 more, but it's sufficient for 2 days. So we'll grab the water barrel. Too much. Where the heck do you think you're going? Because of the placement on the wheel of this, it's close to the back of the tipper. It's generally a lot easier to reverse than some of the other ones where the wheels are central mounted. The axles are centrally mounted. Okay, you're done. Move forward a little bit. Drop that off there. Oh, forwards. Grab the water trailer. Or Saturday morning phone calls. It's not a problem. That's full. Okay, hard over. We'll put that one back. Same with this trailer. It's a rear mounted axle, so not quite so difficult to reverse. So long as you don't overcook it. And that's nicely done. Off, tractor's good, we did the service, so 29.8 engine hours or 24 days, 1 year. I think that's nothing's going to need a service until spring now. Might get rid of the T6 as well. Okay, Highland Rains. This will put us over 500,000, which is nice. I've still got a million in gold nuggets on this map as well. Got the lights on, yay. Not sure this this mod is going to be available on 19. So it was done by GTX Mods on 17, and their programmer quit. So I'm not sure they're going to have anyone to convert it over to 19, or whether he will do it anyway for the new team he's working with. There's a truck car coming. I will probably use John Deere on a American farm. I'll probably start on the start out on the American farm, but as European farms come in, I may not use as many John Deeres. If I can, hopefully the class tractors will be modded in by the time we get onto some of the smaller farms like Coldborough Park and Oldstream. Those farms, you kind of want the smaller tractors, sort of maximum 120 horsepower. Although they need the horsepower, but they don't want the size, because everywhere's small, but some of the hills on those farms are quite steep. You need the horsepower to haul the equipment up. Sorry, dude. But yeah, it'll be interesting to play official John Deere, and also we can probably expect more officially accepted John Deere mods. I mean, there's quite a few John Deere mods available, but they're only available in the beta section and not available on console. But now with John Deere as an official part of the lineup, Giants are allowed to accept John Deere mods as part of the lineup. So we could see John Deere balers, John Deere other one I've seen. Auger, auger wagons, mowers, that type of thing. Oh, we're tipping the back one first. Okay then. That's good. We are over 500,000. We'll tip that one too. And that is done. So what are we up to? 520. That's nice. I can afford a big giant tractor now. It's time 12 o'clock. Okay, I need to get this back to the farm. I'll stick it back under the silo auger. See what sort of tractor we can afford. As I said, I might get rid of the T6 as well. Hey Mad Madras, how are you doing? You pulled an IROC, dude. He got up about an hour ago, and so I now have to get ready to go out shopping. I think we're doing a movie today, so we'll probably do some lunch as well. So this is the last scheduled stream for Lawfolds. No, this is not the last scheduled stream for Lawfolds. Lawfolds will not be featured during weekdays from now onwards. Although I do plan to run this farm on Saturday mornings until I've at least completed the pig and cow achievements for Farm Sim 17. I may keep running it longer. From Tuesday onwards, weekdays will be Farm Sim 19. I may stream tonight, probably again Lawfolds. That is a nice sunset. Let's jump out of the cab and do that. Jump back in the cab. Oh yeah, I generally I don't uninstall games, but as I said, I've got 2 achievements left to complete on Farm Sim 17, and I am very close on this farm. Although this farm is 4 years old, so it's kind of interesting that I haven't been able to breed 20 cows or 50 pigs over the 4 years I've been running it. We must be getting on for about 500 hours played on this farm. Although I've only had pigs for the last 6-9 months. I think I started in spring with the pigs. Okay, that can stop there. We can turn the lights off. We can shut the engine off. We can go shopping. Tractors. Yeah, I'll be... Oh, shoot. Ow, 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 ow. Right. Big tractors. How many horsepowers can you get on that one? 263. Not enough. That one has 310, which I know is not enough. that one, I believe I've got three. Oh, I've got about 380 on that one. Let's check the garage. Yeah, 380 horsepower. So I need a tractor with getting on for 380 horsepower. Feltra S is an option. I don't have a Fendt on the farm at the moment. I do have a New Holland T6, and I do have a smaller Massey. I've never had a Deutz. How much can you get out of this one? 336. Not sufficient. So we ain't getting a Deutz on this farm. Deutz farm, or whatever it is. That is 384. We could go for a Challenger, and I can afford one and still have £200,000 left in the bank. Okay. Case I tend to limit to American farms. New Holland base 469. Well, yeah, that's more than enough. And the MT800 comes with 492 base. 900E comes with wheels. That's right, 536 horsepower. Fine. So I may want to consider. What was that one again? That one goes up to 400, but I could go mid-range 350. That one starts at 320, 381's the second engine size, so I could get a T8. I could get, oh, that's got 360 or 3, I could go 390. Or I could look in my, what is it, mod list and see if there's a suitable tractor. Aren't you doing anything? Okay. So save, yes. Let's run through the stats today. So fields are all planted. These are all growing. I didn't check that field to see. I can't jump to there. I can jump to there. Step away from the tractor. Jump over the fence. I've never been in this backyard. And yes, I can't jump over the hedge. Okay. I'll go back out this way, jump over the hedge, and go down to this field. So I didn't check to see if the barley was actually broken ground or not. No. Okay. So that's good. So we have everything's fine. One stage of fertilizer left to apply to those 3 fields. These are running oilseed radish, so I think that one is as well. I think I plan to put corn on these 2 and soybeans on those 2. That's grass. That's grass. That's a pasture, so I can't fertilise it. But I am. This one I've prepared this field. It needs another level of fertiliser, and then I'll buy it. I'm planning to plough all of that in and reseed it as grass, so I can gain the fertilisation bonus on it. And then so oilseed radish in those 4 fields. Prices, we crashed the soybean. No, we didn't sell any soybeans. That's depressed. That's kind of depressed, although Highland Grains is still the place to sell. We can wait until tomorrow. And yeah, some of those are almost into summer. The New Holland's the next one that will need to be done, and that is the last day of spring for a service. That'll be the first day of summer. We have made 38,000 today. Harvest income, milk. We didn't sell any bales today. We sold biogas income. Surely not. Oh, that's when we sold the wool. So that's when we sold bales, 22. Okay, so those are the 2 days we sold the silage bales. We sold a couple yesterday, none today. We don't have a loan, we have a lot of money. Animals are good enough, they can go 2 days before they'll need tending again. And we have 22 eggs, so should pull those up out of the ground to make room for more. It's free money after all. And then we will be calling it quits for the day. Or at least for now. And it's so much easier when it doesn't snow in the winter. So, as I said, might be on later this evening with another stream from Lawfolds. Tomorrow evening is going to be Old Stream Farm with Seasons, starting it up and how I generally... I generally play, what I generally look for when I start up a Seasons game. And then Monday, World of Warships with Arthur if he's not too much engrossed in Farm Sim 19. Okay, we'll save that, and thank you all for joining me today. And as I said, might see you later. Have a good Saturday.